Have you ever thought about how absurd technology can sometimes be? Let's dive into the tech world's most hilarious moments. Imagine it's a regular day. You're scrolling through Tinder, swiping left, swiping right, and suddenly you come across a profile. And it's none other than Elon Musk. You laugh, thinking it's a joke, but then you read the bio and it says, "Swipe right for a job offer." This isn't a made-up scenario. It's precisely how Musk tried to recruit a former Twitter executive. Yes, you heard that right. The tech mogul used the popular dating app to headhunt. Now that's what we call thinking outside the box. So what happened next? Well, the Twitter executive shared a screenshot of Musk's profile and it went viral. The internet had a field day with this unconventional job offer. Some people admired Musk's creativity while others couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of it. But amidst all the laughter and disbelief, it raised an important question. Is this the future of recruitment? Will we be swiping right for our next job? Only time will tell. Moving on from the bizarre world of tech recruitment, let's take a trip to the Consumer Electronics Show, or CES, as it's commonly known. This annual event is a hotbed for innovation, with tech companies unveiling their latest and greatest inventions. But, as you're about to find out, not all these inventions make sense. First up, we have a laptop with an inbuilt aromatherapy module. Yes, you read that right. A laptop that releases soothing scents while you work. The company behind this innovation claims it helps to reduce stress and increase productivity. But we can't help but wonder, what happens if you spill coffee on your laptop? Will it start emitting a coffee aroma? Next, we have a robot head that's designed to keep you company. It's called Robo Companion, and it's exactly what it sounds like. A robot head that engages in conversation, tells jokes, and even sings. It's like having your own personal entertainer. But there's a catch. The robot head only speaks in riddles. So, if you're not a fan of riddles, this might not be the companion for you. And then there's the smart toilet. Now, we've all heard of smartwatches and smartphones, but a smart toilet? This high-tech lavatory comes equipped with a touchscreen, Wi-Fi, and even a heated seat. It can play music, order toilet paper when you're running low, and even analyze your, well, let's just say it's very thorough. While some might see this as the pinnacle of luxury, others might find it a bit too invasive. Of course, these are just a few examples. The CES 2024 was packed full of oddities that left us scratching our heads and laughing out loud. From a toaster that can print your face on your toast to a smart mirror that offers fashion advice, the event was a reminder of how wonderfully weird the world of technology can be. In the midst of all this innovation and absurdity, it's easy to lose sight of what technology is really about. It's not just about creating the next big thing or pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It's about making our lives easier, more enjoyable, and yes, sometimes a little bit funnier. And that wraps up our tech tango. Remember, the next time you swipe right, it might just be a job offer. Shifting gears to the realm of science. Ever wondered if the next pandemic could be bird flu or how a Neanderthal woman might look today? Let's find out. First, let's tackle the bird flu. Now, before you start to panic, let's clear something up. The bird flu isn't exactly new. It's been around for a while and it's been a cause for concern among scientists for some time. But the likelihood of it becoming the next pandemic, well, that's a topic of hot debate. What we know is that bird flu, or avian influenza, if we're being technical, is a type of influenza virus that primarily infects birds. But here's the catch. It can sometimes jump to humans. And when it does, it can be pretty serious. Now you might be thinking, but I don't live near any birds. Well, that's a good point. And it's true that the risk of catching bird flu is higher for those who work closely with birds. It's not just about proximity. It's about mutation. That's right, our old friend mutation. Just like in a bad sci-fi movie, viruses can change their genetic makeup. And when they do, they can sometimes jump from animals to humans. That's where the concern about bird flu becoming a pandemic comes in. But before you start fashioning a bubble to live in, remember this. Scientists are on it. They're constantly monitoring these viruses, looking for changes that might signal a risk to humans. And they're working on vaccines and treatments, just in case. So, while the bird flu is certainly something to keep an eye on, don't let it keep you up at night. After all, we've got enough to worry about, right? Now, let's shift from the potentially terrifying to the intriguingly bizarre. Have you ever wondered what your ancestors looked like? No, not your great-great-grandparents. We're talking way back, like 75,000 years back. Well, thanks to some seriously cool science, we might have an answer. Scientists have recently reconstructed the face of a Neanderthal woman from that era. And let me tell you, she's not what you'd expect. Forget the stereotypical image of Neanderthals as brutish, hulking figures. This woman had a face that was, well, pretty much like ours. Sure, there were some differences. A prominent brow ridge, a wide nose, and a strong jaw. But overall, she looked remarkably human. And that shouldn't be a surprise. After all, Neanderthals are our closest extinct relatives. We share a common ancestor. And recent research even suggests that many of us carry a bit of Neanderthal DNA. So it makes sense that we'd share some physical characteristics. But this recreation goes beyond just satisfying our curiosity. It's a reminder of our shared history and of the fact that we're not so different from those who came before us. Of course, that's not to say that we'd want to trade places with our Neanderthal ancestors. Life was tough back then. But it's fascinating to think about, isn't it? To imagine what life was like and how we've evolved from then to now. And who knows? Maybe one day scientists will be able to recreate even more ancient faces. Maybe we'll get to see what our very first human ancestor looked like. Now that would be something. So next time you're looking in the mirror, remember this. You're not just looking at yourself. You're looking at millions of years of evolution. And somewhere in there you might just see a hint of your Neanderthal ancestor. That concludes our science spectacle. Stay safe and remember, some of our ancestors might have been more attractive than you think. Now let's hop onto the culture carousel. Get ready for a whirlwind ride through the latest cultural oddities. First, we're taking a trip back to your childhood, or at least some of you. Remember those camping trips, the merit badges, the camaraderie? Yes, we're talking about the Boy Scouts. But wait, hold up. After 114 years, they've decided to change their name. Not to the Boys and Girls Scouts or the All-Inclusive Scouts, but to Scouting America. You see, in a bid to be more inclusive, they've opened their doors to girls as well. And while that's definitely a move in the right direction, it does beg the question, why not just call it the Scouts? Apparently, Scouting America seemed more, well, American. But the hilarity doesn't end there. While the name change was generally well received, it did stir up some controversy. Some critics compared it to rebranding Coca-Cola as Carbonated America, while others pointed out the missed opportunity to simply go with the Scouts. Now that's what we call a branding botch-up. Switching gears, let's now fly across the world to China, where a public relations boss learned about work-life balance the hard way. You see, in China there's this phenomenon known as 996 inches, working from 9 in the morning to 9 in the night, 6 days a week. It's a culture that glorifies overworking and is especially prevalent in the tech industry. However, our PR boss, let's call him Mr. Zhang, took it to a whole new level. He decided to push the envelope with a 997 inches work schedule. Yes, you heard it right. He was aiming for 9 in the morning to 9 at night, 7 days a week. Talk about work till you drop. But the universe, it seems, has a sense of humor. After a few weeks of his new schedule, Mr. Zhang found himself in the hospital with a severe case of exhaustion. The doctor prescribed him a heavy dose of rest and relaxation, along with a side of humility. This incident sparked a wave of debates about the work until you drop culture in China. Some folks found it amusing that it took a hospital visit for Mr. Zhang to realize the importance of work-life balance. Others took it as a cautionary tale, a wake-up call to reassess their own work habits. As the story made rounds on social media, it also gave birth to a new trending phrase, "Don't 997." This has since become a rallying cry for those advocating against the unhealthy work culture. And Mr. Zhang, well, he's become somewhat of a poster boy for the importance of balance in life. In both of these stories, we see a blend of humor, irony, and a bit of absurdity. The Boy Scouts name change and Mr. Zhang's work till you drop experiment are not just isolated instances. They're part of a larger tapestry of cultural shifts happening all around us. These shifts might seem odd, even laughable at times, but they also make us think, question, and perhaps even change our perspectives. They remind us that culture is not a static entity. It's a constantly evolving beast, one that can sometimes take us on a wild and unexpected ride. And while we're busy laughing at these oddities, let's not forget to learn from them as well. After all, it's through these quirks and idiosyncrasies that we get a glimpse into the ever-changing landscape of our society. So, whether it's a 100-year-old institution changing its name or a workaholic learning the importance of rest, these cultural shifts offer us a unique lens to view the world. They serve as a mirror, reflecting our values, beliefs, and attitudes. And sometimes they also give us a good chuckle. And that's the end of our culture carousel. Whether you're scouting America or working till you drop, life sure has a funny way of keeping us on our toes. As we wrap up this wild ride, we hope you've enjoyed the absurdities of tech, science, and culture. In our Tech Tango, we navigated the peculiarities of Elon Musk's job offer tactics and marveled at the bizarre yet intriguing innovations at CES 2024. We saw how the tech world can be a strange but fascinating place, with its robot heads and laptop aromatherapy modules that make us wonder, what's next? In the science spectacle, we grappled with the question of whether bird flu is the next pandemic. It's a thought-provoking topic, but remember, it's not all doom and gloom. We also gave a 75,000-year-old Neanderthal woman a friendly makeover. Who knew ancient history could be so glam? Then we hopped on the culture carousel. We acknowledged the transformation of the Boy Scouts after 114 years, now known as Scouting America. It's a testament to how even the most enduring traditions can evolve. And we certainly had a chuckle over the work till you drop culture, as a Chinese PR boss learned a lesson the hard way. It's a reminder that all work and no play is a recipe for disaster. This journey through the hilarious chronicles of tech, science, and culture has been a roller coaster of laughs, intrigue, and aha moments. But remember, the ride doesn't end here. There are countless more absurdities to explore, quirks to uncover, and oddities to marvel at. So stay tuned for more episodes where we dissect the bizarre, celebrate the quirky, and laugh at the unexpected. Don't miss out on your ticket to this wild ride through the hilarious and often absurd world we live in. Until next time, keep laughing, keep learning, and remember, the world is as hilarious as you make it.